The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. What if I told you that your calm, unshakable presence might be the very thing making some people uneasy? You might think envy is reserved for wealth, beauty, or success. But often, the deepest envy is sparked by something rarer: genuine inner peace. That quiet strength you carry, the way you don't react to chaos, the fact that you live on your own terms, it can make others question themselves, and not everyone reacts to that gracefully. In this video, we'll uncover 5 subtle signs that someone secretly envies your peace. The kinds of clues most people overlook until it's too late. These aren't just surface-level behaviors. They're deeply rooted in human psychology and perfectly explained through the lens of Stoic philosophy. If you stay until the very end, you won't just learn how to spot envy. You'll also understand how to protect your energy, maintain your inner calm, and continue walking your path without being pulled into someone else's storm. Your peace is your power. Let's make sure you know exactly who's trying to disturb it. Number 1, they subtly undermine your achievements. When someone secretly envies your peace, one of the most telling signs is how they subtly undermine your achievements. This isn't usually a loud, obvious attack. No, it's far more insidious, like a shadow creeping in unnoticed. You'll notice it in the small, almost invisible digs that chip away at your confidence. Maybe it's a backhanded compliment, a dismissive shrug, or that subtle tone of skepticism when you share something meaningful you've accomplished. They don't celebrate your victories. Instead, they find ways to minimize them or make them seem less significant. Here's the truth you need to embrace. When someone tries to pull you down like this, it's not about you, it's about their own inner turmoil. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." They are trapped in a storm of envy, projecting their discomfort onto you. But you don't have to let that storm breach your walls. Your response matters. You must guard your peace fiercely. Recognize these subtle undermining tactics for what they are: silent battles others wage because they cannot claim your calm or your success for themselves. Don't give their insecurities power over your mindset. Instead, double down on your focus. Cultivate gratitude for your progress. Every time you notice someone diminishing your efforts, remind yourself, "My value is not determined by others' opinions." Here's a practical exercise for you. When you sense someone downplaying your achievement, pause and reflect internally rather than react. Take 3 slow breaths. Affirm to yourself's wisdom. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. This simple practice strengthens your emotional armor. Also, start journaling your wins in a private space, away from those who might belittle them. Write down why these victories matter to you and how they align with your values. Revisit these notes whenever doubt or negativity creeps in from external voices. This keeps your inner peace anchored firmly in your own reality, not in the shaky opinions of others. Remember, the goal is not to isolate yourself, but to cultivate a mindset where external envy bounces off like water on a lotus leaf. You are not here to compete with their darkness. Your path is to cultivate light and peace within. Let their subtle undermining be a signal, a reminder to sharpen your self-awareness and strengthen your resilience. You're building something lasting, something unshakable. When you refuse to allow subtle negativity to infiltrate your peace, you embody the very essence of Stoic wisdom. Mastering yourself is the greatest victory. So stay vigilant, protect your calm, and keep moving forward with quiet confidence. The world will try to dim your light, but you get to decide how brightly you shine. Number 2, they avoid deep conversations about your growth. When someone secretly envies your peace, one subtle but telling sign is how they avoid deep conversations about your growth. Notice this. When you try to talk about your progress, your mindset shifts, or the steps you're taking to improve, they quickly change the subject, offer shallow responses, or simply pull away. Why? Because your growth threatens the image they hold of themselves. It's uncomfortable for them to witness someone moving forward while they remain stuck. You might think, why does it matter if they don't want to dive into meaningful talks? Here's the thing. Your peace and progress can make others confront their own shortcomings. As said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When you share your journey openly, you challenge them to face their own resistance, and some just don't want that. But you must guard your space. Don't let their discomfort deter you from embracing meaningful dialogue that fuels your soul. Seek out conversations that nurture your growth, not ones that shrink it. When someone avoids the depths of your transformation, recognize that it's a reflection of their inner battle, not your worth or your path. Take this as your call to action. Prioritize relationships where your growth is celebrated or at least respectfully witnessed. Set boundaries around shallow or dismissive interactions. Practice the Stoic art of detachment here. Don't rely on others' approval for your peace. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Don't suffer the sting of their envy by forcing connection where it doesn't exist. Here's a practical exercise for you. Next time you sense someone steering away from your deeper talks, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this person supporting my growth or are they avoiding it? Let this guide how much energy and time you invest in that relationship. You deserve conversations that elevate you, that challenge you to rise higher, not ones that keep you small. Remember, your peace is a fortress. You don't owe explanations or deep dives to those who fear what your light reveals. Keep cultivating your inner calm and resilience. Over time, you'll notice that authentic connections naturally form around you, people who want to grow alongside you, not pull you back. So hold tight to your path. Speak openly with those who listen and gracefully distance yourself from those who don't. Your peace isn't just your treasure, it's your power. Use it wisely. Number 3, they react negatively to your calm demeanor. When someone reacts negatively to your calm demeanor, it's often a subtle but clear sign that they envy the peace you carry inside. Think about it. Peace isn't just the absence of noise or chaos. It's a state of inner strength, clarity, and control. When you walk through life grounded, unshaken by storms or distractions, that kind of serenity can unintentionally highlight the unrest in others. And not everyone likes to see that. You might notice they become irritable or dismissive when you stay composed. Their frustration isn't really about you, it's about what your calm represents. It's a mirror reflecting what they lack, the ability to remain steady when everything around them feels turbulent. As Seneca said, a calm mind brings inner strength and self-confidence, so that's very important for good health. Your calm is a silent power, and that power can be uncomfortable for those who don't possess it. Here's the thing, you can't control their reactions, but you can control how you respond. When you see negativity directed at your peace, remind yourself that it's not a personal attack but a reflection of their inner struggle. The best defense isn't to react defensively but to deepen your calm. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. As taught, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Your tranquility is your strength. Let it grow, unshaken by others' unrest. Now, how do you protect and nurture your calm in the face of negativity? First, practice presence daily. Set aside moments to breathe deeply, center yourself, and remember that your peace is a fortress. When you feel that stir of irritation from others, take a pause. In that pause, reconnect with your inner stillness. This simple act rewires your response, allowing you to remain unaffected. Second, cultivate empathy, not to absorb their negativity but to understand it. Recognizing that their reaction stems from envy or discomfort can help you detach emotionally. This distance isn't coldness, it's clarity. It empowers you to maintain your calm without being dragged into their turmoil. Finally, make it a habit to reflect each evening. Ask yourself, did I let someone's negativity disturb my peace today? If yes, how can I strengthen my inner calm tomorrow? This reflection keeps you accountable to yourself and your growth. Remember, the world will always have noise, external and internal. Your task is to be the calm in that storm. Your peace isn't a weakness or a flaw to be attacked, it's a beacon. When others react negatively, it's a sign you're shining your light just right. So hold on to your calm, guard it fiercely, and let it inspire you to keep moving forward, undisturbed and unwavering. Number 4, they spread unnecessary rumors or gossip. When someone secretly envies your peace, one of their most telling behaviors is that they spread unnecessary rumors or gossip about you. This isn't just idle chatter. It's a deliberate attempt to disturb the calm you've worked so hard to cultivate. You see, peace is powerful. It shines like a quiet light in a chaotic world, and that light can unintentionally provoke others who feel unsettled or incomplete within themselves. Think about this. When people toss out rumors or gossip, they're essentially trying to shake your foundation. It's like they want to stir up storms around you, hoping the turbulence will disturb your equilibrium. Why? Because your tranquility highlights their own inner unrest. The ancient Stoics understood this deeply. Seneca said, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable." When your peace remains unshaken, it's a silent victory that others can't help but envy, even if they never admit it. But here's the thing, you don't have to engage. In fact, Stoicism teaches you to focus only on what is within your control. You cannot control what others say or do, but you can control how you respond. Let the rumors fall away like leaves in the wind. Don't feed them with reactions or defenses. Instead, anchor yourself firmly in your own values and truth. Your peace is your fortress. Here's a practical exercise for you. The next time you hear something negative being spread, pause, take a deep breath and remind yourself, their words do not define me. My peace is my own. Write this down and repeat it daily. Over time, this mental habit will strengthen your emotional resilience. Another key practice is to cultivate compassion for those who spread such negativity. Why? Because envy often comes from pain or insecurity. By recognizing this, you can avoid taking their actions personally and instead hold space for their struggle without losing your own balance. Remember's wisdom. If someone does wrong, it is because they are mistaken about what is good. Their gossip is a reflection of their confusion, not your worth. Keep your circle small and trusted and protect your peace fiercely. You owe it to yourself to rise above the noise. Guard your mind as a garden. Let only truth, kindness, and calm take root. The moment you stop reacting to baseless rumors, you reclaim your power. Your peace becomes untouchable, and that's the true secret the envious can never steal. Number 5, they mimic your behavior to compete silently. Have you ever noticed someone around you suddenly adopting your habits or ways of being? It's like they quietly mirror your actions, your calm demeanor, or even your way of handling stress, almost as if they're trying to keep pace with you, but without saying a word. This is more than coincidence. When someone secretly envies your peace, they often mimic your behavior as a silent form of competition. Why does this happen? Because peace is powerful. It's not something easily won or flaunted. It's an inner fortress that many crave but few possess. When someone sees you living with calm confidence, without the noise of chaos dragging you down, it can unsettle them. Instead of openly confronting their envy, they try to imitate what you do, hoping to catch up or even surpass you in that realm. But this mimicry isn't just flattery, it's a subtle, wordless battle for control over their own unease. Said, the things you think about determine the quality of your mind. When you maintain your peace, you're controlling your thoughts and responses. That control is a quiet strength others notice and sometimes envy. When they mimic you, they are trying to reach that same level of mastery, but the competition is internal and silent. It's a signal. Your peace is visible and impactful, even when you don't speak about it. Here's the catch. You don't need to react to their mimicry with suspicion or frustration. Instead, recognize it as a sign that you're on the right path. Your tranquility is shining through, and others are drawn to it, even if they cover it with envy. This gives you an opportunity to reinforce your peace, to deepen it beyond mere habits by others. You can take control of this dynamic. First, stay true to your own journey. Don't let imitation sway you into changing who you are or how you cultivate your peace. Your strength comes from authenticity, not performance. Remember Epictetus' wisdom. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Your peace is yours to own, not theirs to challenge. Second, use this awareness as motivation. Every time you catch someone mirroring your calm or habits, let it remind you of how far you've come. Let it fuel your commitment to cultivate inner stillness, emotional resilience, and purposeful living. This silent competition can be transformed into your own drive to grow, not a distraction. Here's a simple exercise. Each day, list 3 ways you nurtured your peace, whether it's a mindful breath during stress, setting boundaries, or choosing gratitude. Reflect on how these moments build your unique fortress of calm, a place no mimicry can invade. Lastly, practice compassionate detachment. Understand that their imitation comes from a place of struggle, not malice. You don't owe them your peace, but you can remain steady, unshaken by their silent challenge. This detachment isn't coldness, it's strength. It's the power to keep your center while the world around tries to keep up. So when you notice this silent mimicry, don't lose your calm. Instead, double down on your peace. Let your inner strength speak louder than any silent competition. Because true peace isn't about winning against others, it's about mastering yourself. If you found these signs eye-opening, remember, true peace is a rare and powerful gift. When others envy it, it only means you're doing something right. Keep nurturing that calm within and let it shine as a silent strength in your life. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a chance to deepen your inner calm with us. Share your experiences in the comments. Have you noticed these signs in others? Until next time, stay grounded, stay peaceful, and keep living the Stoic way. Keep your attention focused entirely on what is truly your own concern, and be clear that what belongs to others is their business and none of yours. What if I told you that sometimes the person next door isn't just curious? They're watching your every move, quietly collecting pieces of your life like a shadow you can't shake. You might think a little neighborly interest is harmless, but when curiosity turns into constant monitoring, it crosses a dangerous line. It's subtle, sneaky, and can unsettle your peace without you even realizing it. In this video, we'll uncover 5 clear signs that your neighbor isn't just nosy, they're actively monitoring you. These signs go beyond harmless small talk and into the territory of invasion. Understanding these signs isn't about paranoia, it's about reclaiming your space, your privacy, and your peace of mind. Stay with me till the very end, because knowing how to spot this behavior early empowers you to protect yourself before it spirals. This isn't just about neighbors. It's about guarding your inner calm in a world that's always watching. Let Stoic wisdom guide you through this eye-opening journey. Your peace depends on your awareness. Number 1, constantly asks intrusive personal questions. When a neighbor keeps digging into your personal life, not just out of casual interest, but with a relentless stream of intrusive questions, that's more than just being nosy. It's a subtle way of monitoring you, trying to collect details about your life that don't concern them. This behavior is a clear sign that your privacy is under threat, and it's time for you to take notice and action. Remember what Seneca taught us. Let us train our minds to desire what the situation demands. When someone invades your privacy, it's your responsibility to protect your inner sanctuary. You get to decide what to share and what to keep close. You don't owe anyone an explanation about your life, no matter how persistent they seem. The key here is awareness. You need to spot this pattern early and refuse to let it unsettle your peace of mind. Constant, intrusive questioning is designed to unsettle you, to make you feel exposed and vulnerable. Don't give that power away. Instead, cultivate a calm, steady mind that doesn't get rattled. Start practicing setting clear limits with your words. You don't have to respond to every question, especially those that pry into areas that feel uncomfortable or off-limits. Try phrases like, "I prefer to keep that private," or "I don't feel comfortable discussing that." Your tone can be polite but firm. This isn't about confrontation, it's about self-respect. Another Stoic reminder from rings true here. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. So, control what you allow into your mental space. Don't let intrusive questions plant seeds of anxiety or distrust in your mind. Instead, focus on your own values and what truly matters to you. Here's a practical exercise for you. Next time someone starts probing too deeply, pause and breathe. Count to 3. Use that moment to decide your response intentionally rather than reacting impulsively. This pause is your power. It lets you keep control over your mental state and the conversation. Also, keep a mental journal. Reflect on each interaction and how it made you feel. Did you feel uneasy, cornered, or watched? Acknowledge those feelings, but don't let them consume you. Writing them down can help you see patterns and remind you to stay vigilant. Lastly, strengthen your inner boundaries. Visualize an invisible shield around you that respects your privacy and blocks unwelcome intrusions. Each time you assert your limits, you reinforce this shield. Remember Epictetus, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Your power is your boundary, hold it steady. You deserve to live without feeling watched or interrogated in your own space. Taking these steps won't just protect your privacy, it will boost your confidence and calm your mind. So start now. Guard your space, speak your truth, and cultivate that unshakable inner peace. Your life, your rules. Number 2, always appears unexpectedly near your home. There's something unsettling when someone always seems to pop up near your home without warning. It's not just coincidence, it's a pattern. When a neighbor consistently appears unexpectedly close to your space, it's a sign you shouldn't ignore. This behavior isn't harmless curiosity, it's a form of surveillance. You deserve to feel safe and unobserved in your own environment. If you're noticing this pattern, it's time to pay attention and take control. The Stoics remind us that our peace isn't just about external calm, it's about how we respond to disruptions. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." But here, this isn't just your imagination. There's a real disturbance to your privacy. You must respond thoughtfully, not react out of fear, but with deliberate action to protect your inner calm. First, start by observing and documenting the occurrences. When does this neighbor show up? What are they doing? Keeping a mental or written note helps you see if this is truly a pattern or a one-off. Clarity is power, taught us. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. You need truth and facts here, not assumptions clouded by worry. Next, cultivate your inner fortress. This means strengthening your boundaries, both physical and emotional. Your home is your sanctuary. Consider practical steps, installing security measures like cameras or alarms, or simply changing your routines to reclaim your space. But above all, maintain your composure. You are not powerless. You have control over how you respond. Here's a simple exercise to help. Each day, take 5 minutes to breathe deeply and visualize your home as a fortress of calm. Imagine a protective barrier that no unwanted eyes can penetrate. Let this mental image remind you that your peace is something you can command. This isn't about paranoia. It's about ownership of your environment and emotions. When you do encounter this neighbor unexpectedly, practice a calm but firm approach. You don't need to engage in confrontation, but your presence and attitude can signal that you're aware and not easily unsettled. As Epictetus said, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. You control your reactions. Use that power. Lastly, consider how you can reinforce your emotional resilience. This could be through journaling your feelings about these encounters, talking to trusted friends, or practicing daily reflections. Remember, your goal isn't just to handle the neighbor's behavior, it's to maintain your own tranquility. You deserve to feel secure in your own home. When someone invades that space unexpectedly and repeatedly, it's a call to action. Don't ignore it. Stand firm, protect your boundaries, and reinforce your peace. The Stoics teach us that serenity comes from within, and that even in discomfort you can find strength. Take this moment to own your space and your peace. You've got this. Number 3, notices and comments on your daily routines. When your neighbor starts noticing every little thing you do, from when you leave the house to how long you stay out, what time you water your plants, or even when you bring in your mail, it's no longer just casual curiosity. It crosses into the territory of monitoring, and that's a big deal. This isn't about friendly interest. It's about someone keeping tabs on your life like it's their business, which can feel invasive and unsettling. If you find yourself under this kind of watchful eye, it's time to take back your space and peace. The Stoics remind us that our inner fortress must remain strong against external forces. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This means you don't owe anyone an explanation for your life or routines. When someone fixates on your every move, it's a test of your ability to maintain calm and not let their scrutiny shake your center. So how do you respond? First, recognize that your routines are yours, sacred, private, and deserving of respect. No one should have the power to unsettle you by watching or commenting on your daily habits. It's your right to live without the feeling of being constantly observed. Here's a simple but powerful exercise. Become aware of your routines and how they make you feel when noticed. Write down your daily habits and ask yourself, does sharing this with others add value or just invite unnecessary attention? Guard your privacy by deciding what you want to keep to yourself. This small step reinforces your boundary. Next, practice detachment. Said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Don't let someone else's invasive attention color your thoughts or steal your peace. When you catch yourself feeling exposed or anxious about being watched, pause and remind yourself that your worth isn't defined by their gaze. Your focus should remain on your own principles and tranquility. Another practical habit is to control what you reveal. If you notice your neighbor commenting on your schedule, try varying your routine subtly or keeping details vague when they ask. You don't have to be confrontational. Maintaining mystery around your life keeps you in control. This tactic is about reclaiming your space quietly and confidently. Lastly, remember that protecting your peace is a daily practice. Seneca advised, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Surround yourself mentally, and if possible physically, with people and habits that strengthen your calm and confidence. Let go of the need to appease or explain. Your energy is precious. Don't waste it on those who undermine your privacy. You deserve to live your life freely without feeling like you're under constant surveillance. Notice the signs, set your boundaries, and protect your peace. The Stoics teach us that true freedom lies not in controlling others but in mastering ourselves. So, take control now. Guard your routines like the treasure they are, and keep your mind unshakable. This is your life, live it on your own terms. Number 4, shows up with unsolicited advice or warnings. When someone repeatedly shows up with unsolicited advice or warnings, it's more than just an innocent gesture of concern. It's a clear sign they're paying closer attention to your life than they should. You know the feeling. They step in uninvited, offering opinions you never asked for, or cautioning you about things that may or may not even be relevant. This behavior can feel invasive, and it's your inner alarm sounding off. Listen to it. The Stoics remind us that true wisdom lies in focusing on what's within your control. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." When someone comes at you with unsolicited advice, they're trying to control your narrative or influence your decisions. But here's the truth. You are the captain of your own ship. No one else should steer it without your permission. You must take a step back and ask yourself, why am I tolerating this? What am I allowing to happen when I accept these intrusions quietly? You have every right to protect your mental space. These warnings aren't gifts. Often, they're attempts to keep tabs on you, to monitor and manipulate. The first action you need to take is to assert your boundaries. It's okay to say, "Thank you, but I've got this handled," or "I appreciate your concern, but I prefer to make my own choices." Practice this out loud if you have to. Rehearse until it feels natural. Your peace depends on your ability to calmly but firmly push back. Remember's words, reject your sense of injury and the injury itself disappears. When someone offers unsolicited advice, you don't have to take it personally or let it disturb your calm. Choose how you react. You hold the power to decide what enters your mind. Here's a simple exercise for you. Next time the unsolicited advice comes, pause, take a deep breath. Notice how it makes you feel. Does it irritate you? Make you anxious? Use that as a cue to reinforce your boundaries. Respond with a brief, respectful statement that signals you are in control. Don't let these interruptions become a habit in your life. Protect your autonomy fiercely. If this person continues to ignore your signals, it's a sign to distance yourself emotionally and, if possible, physically. Your tranquility is non-negotiable. Lastly, use journaling as a tool. Write down every time unsolicited advice or warnings disrupt your peace. Reflect on how you responded and how you want to respond next time. This builds your confidence and clarity. You are not obligated to accept oversight from anyone but yourself. The Stoics teach us to cultivate an inner fortress, one where your peace, decisions, and well-being reign supreme. So stand firm, protect your space, own your life. You deserve that freedom. Number 5, attempts to gather information from your other neighbors. When you notice that your neighbor is going beyond casual curiosity and trying to scoop up details about you from other neighbors, it's a sign that things have shifted from innocent nosiness to something more intrusive. This behavior isn't just about small talk, it's about monitoring you, creating a web of information without your knowledge or consent. You need to be aware, because your privacy isn't something to hand over casually. Stoicism offers you a powerful perspective here, reminded us that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When someone's thoughts are focused on you to the point of spying, it's a reflection of their own unrest, not your worth. But your job isn't to get tangled in their drama, it's to protect your peace and integrity. You get to decide what you allow into your life. So how do you react? First, recognize the pattern. When your neighbor is actively trying to pull information out of others about your routines, your habits, or your private affairs, it's time to set boundaries, not just for them but for yourself. You can't control their intentions, but you can control your response. Start by cultivating your own circle of trust. This means you choose carefully who you share personal details with. Keep your private life private. Practice a kind of selective silence. Seneca said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Use that as a filter for conversations. You don't owe your whole story to everyone. Here's a practical exercise for you. The next time you sense someone fishing for information about you through others, pause. Take a moment before you answer or before you share anything about yourself. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Does this bring me peace or just stir trouble? Let this question guide your communication. You don't have to engage in gossip or feed the curiosity that invades your space. Remember, your value isn't tied to what others think or say. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." Your power lies in how you guard your inner life. If your neighbor's actions threaten that, respond with calm firmness. You don't need to confront aggressively, but you do need to reclaim your boundaries with quiet strength. One way to reinforce this is by practicing daily reflection. Spend a few minutes each day journaling about your interactions and how they made you feel. Identify moments when you felt your privacy was compromised and think about how you can respond differently next time. This simple habit trains your mind to stay alert and centered. Ultimately, the goal is to live undisturbed by the needless scrutiny of others. Don't let their attempts to monitor you disrupt your tranquility. Instead, meet their intrusion with the calm resolve of a Stoic warrior, steady, clear, and unshaken. Your peace is yours to protect. Stand firm, speak wisely, and remember, you control your inner fortress. Before you go, remember this. Your peace of mind is your most valuable treasure. When someone crosses from curiosity into control, it's a signal to stand firm and protect your inner calm. As Epictetus wisely said, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. You have the power to choose how much influence others have over your life. Don't let a nosy neighbor turn into a silent watcher who steals your peace. If this video helped you see the signs clearly, take a moment to reflect on your own boundaries and strengthen them every day. Stay vigilant, stay calm, and keep your circle tight. The Stoics teach us that true freedom comes from within, not from what others do. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more insights that empower you to live with strength and serenity. Until next time, protect your peace like a true Stoic warrior. Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. What if I told you that some people in your life might be hiding a mask so convincing, it's nearly impossible to see the danger until it's too late? Psychopaths don't just exist in crime dramas. They can be the silent predators lurking in everyday relationships, workplaces, or even within your circle of trust. Knowing how to spot them isn't just useful. It could protect your peace, your sanity, and even your life. In this video, we'll uncover the 5 clear signs that reveal when you're dealing with a psychopath, so you can run before getting trapped in their web of manipulation. This isn't about fear. It's about wisdom and self-preservation, core to the Stoic way of living calmly amid chaos. Watch till the very end, because understanding these signs will empower you to reclaim control, safeguard your mind, and build stronger boundaries. Don't let toxic shadows cloud your life. Learn how to see clearly, act decisively, and protect what truly matters. Your peace is non-negotiable. Let's dive in. Number 1, lack of empathy and remorse. When it comes to recognizing a psychopath, one of the clearest and most chilling signs is their total lack of empathy and remorse. This isn't just about someone being unkind or selfish. It's a profound inability to truly feel or understand what others experience emotionally. Imagine trying to connect with a person who doesn't register your pain, your joy, or your struggles, not because they're ignoring you, but because they literally can't grasp those feelings. That's the kind of emotional void you're dealing with. Now, why does this matter to you? Because empathy is the glue that holds human relationships together. Without it, trust breaks down and manipulation thrives. When you encounter someone who shows no remorse, who doesn't even blink at the idea of hurting you or anyone else, you're facing a serious danger. Once said, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. You have to hold yourself to a high standard, but also be wise enough to spot when someone else is lacking in the basic human decency that keeps society functioning. Here's the tough part. Psychopaths don't apologize because they don't feel guilty. Their lack of remorse means they won't learn from their mistakes or take responsibility. That can leave you vulnerable, stuck in a loop of being hurt or manipulated without any hope of change on their side. So what can you do? First, cultivate your own emotional awareness. Practice tuning in deeply to your feelings. A simple exercise is this. Each day, spend 5 minutes reflecting on moments when you felt a strong emotion, anger, joy, frustration, and ask yourself why. This strengthens your connection to your own empathy, making you more resilient to those who lack it. Second, set firm boundaries. Epictetus reminded us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you detect that cold indifference, respond with clear limits. Don't allow yourself to be drawn into their manipulations or emotional games. You owe yourself peace and protection. Lastly, remember that protecting your emotional well-being is an act of courage. It's not easy to face that chilling emptiness in another person, but by recognizing it and choosing your response, you take back your power. You are not responsible for fixing them. You are responsible for your own mental and emotional health. Stay alert, guard your heart, and never forget the wisdom of Seneca. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. If someone's lack of empathy is poisoning your life, run, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Your peace is non-negotiable. Number 2, manipulative and deceitful behavior. When it comes to spotting a psychopath, one of the clearest signs is their manipulative and deceitful behavior. This isn't just casual lying or occasional bending of the truth. It's a constant, calculated game to control you, twist reality, and get what they want at your expense. You need to recognize this pattern and shut it down before it takes root in your life. Think about it. A psychopath's manipulative nature means they're always pulling strings behind the scenes, making you question your own perceptions. They'll distort facts, spin stories, and play on your emotions like a skilled puppeteer. Said, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth. The key difference. Psychopaths don't seek truth, they seek control. You must learn to see through the smoke and mirrors. Here's your first action step. Start practicing clear-minded observation. When you interact with someone who feels off, slow down. Don't let their words rush you into reactions. Instead, pause and ask yourself, is what they're saying consistent? Are they trying to influence my feelings or decisions in a way that feels off? Train yourself to spot when words don't line up with actions. Another thing to keep in mind is your own inner compass, your sense of right and wrong. Psychopaths will try to erode that compass by confusing you, making you doubt your judgment. The Stoic Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You must hold fast to your principles. Don't let anyone's deceit shake your foundation. When you feel doubt creeping in, return to your core values and let them be your guide. Now here's a practical exercise to build your defenses. Every day, reflect on one interaction where you felt uneasy. Write down what was said, what you felt, and why it triggered suspicion. Over time, this will sharpen your intuition and help you recognize manipulative tactics faster. Also, commit to speaking clearly and setting boundaries. Psychopaths hate boundaries because they limit their control. When you assert yourself calmly and firmly, you take back your power. Say no without guilt. Refuse to be drawn into games. Remember Seneca's wisdom: we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Don't let imagined fears keep you silent. Ultimately, you must guard your mind like a fortress. Deceitful people thrive in confusion and chaos, but you can maintain clarity by being mindful, grounded, and principled. This isn't just about spotting danger. It's about building resilience so you don't get caught in toxic webs again. You have the power to change your responses, to refuse manipulation, and to create a life where your peace isn't negotiable. So start today. Be vigilant. Question what doesn't feel right. Hold tight to your truth. And in the words of "the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Don't let deceit pull you down. Rise above it with wisdom and strength. Number 3, superficial charm and charisma. You need to understand this right now. Psychopaths are masters of superficial charm and charisma. They don't just walk into a room, they own it, but only on the surface. It's like they wear a mask made of smooth words and confident smiles. This charm pulls you in. It makes you want to trust them, even when your gut whispers otherwise. But here's the truth you can't ignore. This charm is a tool, a weapon crafted to manipulate and control. Said, choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. This is a powerful reminder for you. When you encounter that dazzling charisma, don't get blinded. Recognize it for what it is, an artifice designed to disarm your defenses. You have the power to choose how you react. You can refuse to be swept away by mere surface appeal. Why does this matter? Because charm like this is deceptive. It's a slick performance, not a reflection of genuine character. A psychopath's charisma feels magnetic because it's carefully calculated. They mirror your interests, laugh at your jokes, and make you feel like the most important person in the world, until the mask slips. That's when the real intentions emerge, often leaving damage in their wake. You must train yourself to see past the shine. Here, how? Start by grounding yourself in reality. Every time you meet someone new who seems too good to be true, ask yourself, what is this person really after? Are their words backed by actions? The Stoics teach us to seek virtue and truth above all. Seneca reminded us, associate with those who will make a better man of you. So be selective. Don't let charm cloud your judgment. Take this practical step. Before getting too close, slow down. Observe patterns, not just moments. Charisma dazzles quickly. Character reveals itself slowly. Practice journaling your interactions with new people. Note inconsistencies or moments when the charm feels forced. Over time, you'll train your intuition to detect the difference between genuine warmth and mere performance. Another exercise, practice detachment. Wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When you meet someone who radiates charm, remind yourself you control your perception. Don't let them define your emotions or decisions. Step back mentally. This distance lets you evaluate without rushing to trust. Finally, cultivate your own inner calm and confidence. When you are steady within, the flashy allure of superficial charm loses its grip. The light that shines from true character is steady, consistent, and humble. That's the light you want to be drawn to and to embody. When you value substance over surface, you protect yourself from manipulation. So keep your eyes open. Don't fall for the smooth talk or dazzling smile. Remind yourself, charm without virtue is a warning sign, not an invitation. Trust your reason, observe patiently, and above all, honor your peace of mind. You are stronger than any mask. Use that strength wisely. Number 4, Impulsive and irresponsible actions. Impulsive and irresponsible actions. This is one of those red flags you can't afford to ignore when dealing with a psychopath. When you look closely, you'll notice how these individuals act without thinking twice, as if consequences don't even exist for them. And you know what? That's dangerous. It's not just about being reckless. It's about a complete disregard for order, reason, and responsibility. If you want to protect yourself and your peace of mind, you have to learn to spot this and respond decisively. The Stoics taught us that life is about mastering ourselves, not letting emotions or sudden urges dictate our actions. Said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." If someone around you is acting impulsively, it's like they are throwing chaos into your carefully built world. Their lack of responsibility isn't just theirs, it spills over, threatening your own sense of balance. Don't let it infect you. Here's the truth. Impulsive behavior isn't just about a moment of poor judgment. It's a pattern that shows a deep failure to respect the consequences of one's choices. Psychopaths don't pause to consider the fallout. They live in a world where their whims rule, and you, watching or involved, become collateral damage. That's why you have to develop your own armor of awareness and self-control. So what do you do when you recognize this in someone? First, ground yourself. Remember Epictetus' advice. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You can't change them, but you can control your response. Don't get swept up in their chaos. Instead, create boundaries. Be clear about what behavior you will and won't tolerate. Next, build your own internal discipline. Here's a simple exercise. Whenever you feel triggered by someone's erratic behavior, pause. Take 3 deep breaths. Remind yourself that there is a reflection of their disorder, not your reality. This pause gives you space to choose your action wisely. It stops you from reacting emotionally and keeps your mind steady. Another practical step: journal your thoughts daily. Write down moments when you noticed impulsive actions around you and how you responded. Reflect on what you learned about your limits and strengths. Over time, this habit sharpens your self-awareness and strengthens your resolve. Finally, commit to your own responsibility. The Stoics believed in taking ownership of your life, your thoughts, your actions, your peace. Don't let someone else's reckless ways shake your foundation. Instead, focus on what you can control: your discipline, your reactions, your growth. Remember, the path to tranquility runs through self-mastery. When you stand firm against impulsiveness, whether in yourself or others, you claim your power, you protect your peace. And as Seneca said, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Don't crave the chaos that a psychopath invites. Instead, crave calm, control, and clarity. You're stronger than the chaos around you. Act like it, own your space, and keep walking forward steady and unshaken. Number 5, consistent violation of others' boundaries. When it comes to spotting a psychopath, one sign stands out like a flashing red light: their consistent violation of your boundaries. Listen, boundaries are your personal fortress, your line in the sand. They're not just suggestions, they're essential to your mental and emotional well-being. Yet, a psychopath doesn't see them that way. They push, prod, and break through those lines again and again, like a storm tearing through a fragile fence. You need to understand this deeply. When someone persistently ignores what you've clearly defined as off-limits, they're not just careless. They're testing your limits, your strength, and your resolve. Once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If you allow someone to trample over your boundaries, your soul's color dims. You lose clarity, peace, and control over your own life. Now it's time to reclaim that power. You must become relentless in guarding your space. When a psychopath crosses your boundary, call it out immediately. Don't let it slide. Stand firm. It's not about anger, it's about respect for yourself. The Stoics teach us that we control our responses. You may not stop their behavior, but you absolutely can control how you respond to it. Here's a practical step you can take. Write down your boundaries. Be specific. What behavior is acceptable? What is? Then practice saying no out loud. Force yourself to use it as often as needed. Remember Epictetus' wisdom. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your reaction defines you. Protect yourself fiercely by refusing to let your boundaries be trampled. Another exercise. When you feel uncomfortable because someone is pushing too far, pause, take 3 deep breaths, ground yourself in that moment. Reflect on why that boundary matters to you. Remind yourself that preserving it is not selfish, it's survival. Every time you reinforce your limits, you strengthen your inner fortress. Most importantly, remember that consistent boundary violation is a pattern, not a one-off slip. Psychopaths thrive on wearing you down. They want you to second-guess yourself, to feel powerless. Don't give them that satisfaction. Your strength lies in consistency, your unwavering refusal to accept disrespect. So you must rise. Set your boundaries and defend them with calm but unyielding resolve. This isn't just about dealing with a toxic person. It's about honoring your own peace and dignity. Like Seneca said, if a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. Know your limits, set your course, and let nothing steer you off your path. You deserve respect. You deserve peace. Guard your boundaries like a stoic warrior. Your life depends on it. Remember, recognizing these signs isn't about fear, it's about power. As said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Keep your mind clear, your boundaries strong, and your spirit unshakable. If you spot these warning signs, don't hesitate, run, protect your peace, and reclaim your life. If this video helped you see through the mask, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom that arms you with clarity and strength. Stay vigilant, stay resilient, and above all, stay free. See you in the next one. He who engages you conquers you. Epictetus. What if I told you that some of the world's most successful billionaires quietly live by the same principles that Stoic philosophers taught over 2,000 years ago? That the calm, calculated decisions behind their empires aren't just luck. They're the result of timeless mental strategies that anyone can adopt. Imagine making choices with unshakable confidence, staying cool under pressure, and turning obstacles into opportunities, all while others panic or procrastinate. In this video, I'm revealing 5 Stoic secrets that billionaires still use today, secrets that can transform the way you think, act, and succeed in your personal and professional life. These aren't just abstract ideas. They're actionable strategies that can be applied immediately to take control of your mindset and your results. So stay with me till the very end. Each secret builds on the last, and missing even one could mean leaving a key to success on the table. By the time this video finishes, you'll see why ancient Stoic wisdom is not just history. It's a blueprint for modern wealth, power, and resilience. Number 1. Mastering emotional discipline. Controlling impulses and staying calm under pressure. Mastering emotional discipline is one of the most underrated powers you can cultivate, and yet it's the cornerstone of everything the most successful people achieve. Imagine this. A sudden crisis hits, a deal falls through, or a conflict erupts. Your first reaction might be anger, panic, or frustration. That's natural, but here's the truth. The moment you react impulsively, you lose control of the situation. Reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Controlling your impulses isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about choosing how you respond. It's about turning your attention inward, noticing the surge of emotion, and deciding deliberately how to act rather than letting the chaos dictate your behavior. When you train yourself to stay calm under pressure, you start making decisions from a place of clarity, not reactivity. You notice the difference immediately. Your mind becomes a steady anchor in turbulent waters. Opportunities that once seemed impossible to spot now come into focus because your emotional noise no longer clouds your judgment. You're able to listen, observe, and act in ways that move you closer to your goals. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Every billionaire, every top performer understands this intuitively. They know that their success is directly tied to their ability to manage their own inner state. The practice begins with awareness. Start small. When irritation rises or anxiety creeps in, pause, breathe deeply, ask yourself, what is within my control right now? You'll find that most of what triggers you isn't under your direct influence anyway, so why waste energy on it? Focus instead on your own choices, your own actions. Over time, this habit rewires your brain. Impulse control becomes second nature. You learn to respond instead of react. You stop being a slave to fleeting moods, and instead, you harness them, directing them toward constructive action. Another exercise is to journal your emotional responses. At the end of each day, reflect on moments when you lost your temper, panicked, or felt overwhelmed. Write down what happened, how you reacted, and how you could have responded differently. This simple act of reflection builds self-awareness and strengthens your emotional muscles. Eventually, you'll notice patterns. You'll see triggers before they strike. You'll start intercepting reactions midstream, choosing calm over chaos. Emotional discipline also affects how others perceive you. When you stay composed while everyone else is flustered, people naturally gravitate toward your steadiness. Your presence becomes magnetic. You inspire confidence, trust, and respect, which opens doors and creates opportunities that emotional volatility could never allow. And the best part, the more you practice, the easier it becomes. The more consistently you choose calm, the less often extreme emotions will hijack your decisions. So take control today. Begin by observing yourself, pausing before reacting, and reflecting nightly. Practice deep breathing in moments of tension. Journal your responses. Remind yourself, as did, that the only true power you have is over your mind. Each moment you master your impulses, you're not just surviving, you're stepping into the kind of unshakable, resilient mindset that billionaires and extraordinary achievers use every single day. The calm you cultivate today is the foundation for every success, every decision, and every opportunity that will come your way. Number 2, practicing daily reflection, evaluating decisions and actions regularly. Imagine if every day you took just a few minutes to step back and look at your life with absolute honesty, not with judgment, not with guilt, but with clarity and purpose. That's the essence of daily reflection, and it's a secret that separates ordinary people from the kind of individuals who build empires, who make decisions with precision, and who live with unshakable control over their actions. One of the greatest Stoics wrote, "At the end of the day, don't forget to ask yourself, what good have I done today?" Reflection isn't merely asking questions. It's about evaluating your decisions, your reactions, your habits, and the alignment of your actions with your values. It's about noticing where you slipped, where you excelled, and where you can improve tomorrow. And here's the thing. This is a habit that billionaires, leaders, and high performers swear by. They don't just act. They observe themselves acting, constantly refining, sharpening, and redirecting their energy toward what truly matters. When you practice daily reflection, you start to catch patterns in your behavior. You see what triggers your frustration, what energizes you, and what leads to wasted time or lost opportunities. You become your own guide, your own mentor, your own compass. You start asking yourself questions like, did I act with intention today? Did I respond instead of react? Did my actions move me closer to my goals, or did they pull me off course? These questions sound simple, but when answered honestly, they wield extraordinary power. Reflection forces you to confront your weaknesses, but it also illuminates your strengths, helping you lean into them with confidence. Seneca once said, "While we are postponing, life speeds by." Reflection is the antidote to that postponement. It's the conscious pause that keeps you from drifting aimlessly through life, helping you make deliberate choices instead of being swept away by circumstances. To turn this into a habit, start small. At the end of each day, find a quiet moment, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, to think about your actions. Ask yourself what went well, what didn't, and why. Write it down if it helps. Journaling is a powerful tool because it externalizes your thoughts and makes patterns more visible. Over time, this simple ritual becomes a lens through which you view every decision. You'll notice your priorities clarifying, your impulsive actions reducing, and your focus sharpening. And the best part is that this isn't a one-time fix. It compounds. Each day of reflection builds your self-awareness, your discipline, and your ability to navigate challenges with clarity and composure. Daily reflection is also a practice of self-compassion. You're not punishing yourself for mistakes, you're learning from them. You're not dwelling on regrets, you're using them as stepping stones. You're creating a life where your actions are aligned with your values, where your decisions are deliberate, and where your growth is inevitable. It transforms chaos into order, reaction into strategy, and ordinary effort into extraordinary results. So tonight, when the world is quiet and your mind is free from distraction, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself the tough questions. Celebrate the victories, no matter how small. Learn from the missteps, no matter how embarrassing. This simple daily ritual, this Stoic habit, has the power to transform not just your productivity, but your character, your resilience, and ultimately, your destiny. Number 3, focusing on what you can control, ignoring distractions and external opinions. When you truly focus on what you can control, something remarkable happens. Life stops feeling like a relentless storm and starts feeling like a challenge you can actually navigate. Most people spend their days reacting to criticism, reacting to market swings, reacting to what others think or do. But every time you give your energy to something outside your control, you drain yourself. You weaken your focus, dilute your effort, and move further from the life you're capable of building. Imagine for a moment if you could let go of all that noise, the gossip, the judgments, the distractions, and pour your energy into the one thing you can truly influence: yourself, your actions, your decisions. That is the Stoic secret billionaires live by. Said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." The strength he's talking about isn't hypothetical. It's practical. It's a daily muscle you can train. Start with small, deliberate exercises. Every morning, write down 3 things that are fully within your control that you will focus on today. Maybe it's the quality of your work, the clarity of your decisions, or the patience you bring to a conversation. Then, consciously acknowledge the things you cannot control: market trends, other people's opinions, random setbacks, and let them drift out of your mind. Don't dwell. Don't waste another second on them. This practice alone rewires your brain, sharpening your focus and boosting your productivity in ways that no multitasking frenzy ever could. The next step is vigilance. Every time a distraction creeps in, a negative comment on social media, an unexpected change in circumstances, pause and ask yourself, is this mine to control? If the answer is no, release it. Literally, imagine putting it in a balloon and letting it float away. This isn't just a mental trick, it's a habit that builds resilience, clarity, and mental calm. You'll notice that the more you release, the more present you become, and the more powerful your decisions feel. Focusing on what you can control also shields you from the emotional turbulence that drains most people. Billionaires and high achievers are not immune to chaos. They simply refuse to internalize it. They maintain calm not because life is easy, but because they have mastered the art of turning their attention inward toward what they can influence. You can do the same. Choose your reactions, shape your habits, and invest your energy where it counts. Over time, this creates a momentum that compounds, quietly building an unshakable foundation of confidence and effectiveness. Here's a practical exercise to take it deeper. Each evening, reflect on your day and identify one moment where you focused on what you could control and one moment where you didn't. Analyze what distracted you, then set an intention for tomorrow to avoid repeating the same mistake. It's simple, but it's relentless in the way it transforms your mindset. You start seeing the difference in both your mental clarity and your tangible results. Remember, this is not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing your battles wisely, filtering your energy through a lens of intentionality, and refusing to let external noise dictate your inner state. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. You stop worrying about what people think, stop fretting over random outcomes, and start living deliberately. Every action becomes purposeful, every decision sharper, every day more productive. This is the Stoic secret, the ability to create calm and power in a chaotic world by controlling only what you can. Start today and watch how your focus transforms your life into something far stronger, clearer, and unstoppable. Number 4, embracing voluntary discomfort, building resilience through challenges. Imagine for a moment that life isn't meant to be a smooth, cushioned ride. Most people spend their days avoiding discomfort, chasing comfort, and numbing themselves to the challenges that could actually strengthen them. But here's the truth that billionaires and Stoic philosophers alike have long understood. Embracing voluntary discomfort is one of the fastest, most reliable ways to build unbreakable resilience. Once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." What he meant is that every difficulty, every deliberate challenge you choose to face, is an opportunity to forge strength, patience, and self-mastery. It's not about seeking suffering for suffering's sake. It's about training yourself to withstand life's inevitable storms, so when the unexpected hits, and it always will, you're unshaken, unafraid, and fully in control of your response. You can start small right now. Choose discomfort intentionally in manageable doses. Wake up earlier than usual. Skip that extra comfort food. Take a cold shower. Sit in silence instead of distracting yourself with your phone. Push yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally in ways that feel slightly uncomfortable. Each time you do, you're rewiring your mind, teaching it that discomfort is not danger, it's growth. You're practicing resilience in the controlled fires of your own making so that when real adversity comes, you don't flinch, you don't crumble, you respond with clarity, with patience, with courage. This practice also sharpens your decision-making. When you are comfortable all the time, your tolerance for uncertainty, delay, and challenge atrophies. Your mind becomes soft, dependent on external conditions to feel secure. By contrast, when you voluntarily face what feels difficult, your inner compass strengthens. You learn to distinguish between fear and prudence, challenge and risk, temporary struggle and permanent harm. You begin to see opportunity where others see obstacles, because your mindset has been trained to thrive in situations most people avoid. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Every time you embrace a voluntary challenge, you're building mental muscles, the kind that make billionaires think differently, act decisively, and endure relentlessly. To fully integrate this into your life, start setting deliberate challenges each week. Force yourself to stretch beyond your comfort zone. Reflect afterward on what you learned, how your emotions shifted, and how your perception of discomfort changed. Notice how the anxiety you once felt transforms into confidence, clarity, and calm. Over time, you'll start to crave these exercises, not because they're easy, but because you understand the power they give you, the unshakable steadiness in the face of chaos that separates the average from the extraordinary. Remember, voluntary discomfort isn't about punishment. It's about preparation. It's about building the kind of resilience that allows you to navigate life with composure, wisdom, and unstoppable will. When you willingly step into small, controlled hardships, you're practicing mastery over yourself, your reactions, and your destiny. You're training your mind to be your strongest asset, to remain poised no matter what life throws at you. Start today, make it deliberate, and watch as your capacity for strength, patience, and unbreakable resilience grows in ways you never thought possible. The discomfort you embrace now is the foundation for the power you'll command tomorrow. Number 5, prioritizing long-term vision over short-term gains, thinking in decades, not days. When it comes to true success, the difference between fleeting wins and lasting achievement is often your ability to see decades ahead instead of days. Most people get caught in the trap of instant gratification, chasing results that make them feel good in the moment but don't move the needle in the long run. The Stoics understood this instinctively. Seneca reminded us, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Every choice you make today, how you spend your energy, where you invest your attention, even the small habits you practice, shapes the trajectory of your life decades from now. Billionaires think this way naturally, not because they are lucky, but because they have trained themselves to prioritize long-term vision over short-term impulses. Thinking in decades, not days, means refusing to be enslaved by immediate discomfort or fleeting temptation. It means planting seeds now that may take years, sometimes even decades, to bear fruit. It means choosing discipline over indulgence, patience over urgency, and resilience over convenience. When you start framing decisions through this lens, your perspective shifts. Suddenly, the little annoyances, setbacks, and distractions that used to derail you lose their power. You start seeing each day as a stepping stone, every choice as a deliberate act contributing to a much larger structure: your life, your legacy, your future self. To cultivate this mindset, start by creating a personal decade plan. Visualize where you want to be in 10 years, not just financially, but mentally, physically, and spiritually. Break it down into smaller milestones, then ask yourself daily, will this choice bring me closer to that vision, or is it a detour? This exercise trains your mind to evaluate short-term desires against long-term gain. It's the same principle followed when he said, "Don't let your imagination be crushed by life as a whole. Don't try to picture everything bad that could happen. Stick with the situation at hand. Focus on the immediate actions that serve your long-term goals, not the distractions that pull you sideways." Thinking long-term also means embracing delayed gratification. Every time you resist an impulse to overindulge, procrastinate, or settle for less than you're capable of, you're investing in your future self. You're telling your mind and body that you are in control, that your destiny is worth waiting for, that the next day is not just another day. It's a building block for decades of growth. Incorporate rituals that reinforce this perspective. Journaling your goals each morning, reviewing your decade vision weekly, or setting up systems that automatically support your future self, like saving consistently or scheduling strategic learning time. Remember, prioritizing long-term vision isn't about denying yourself joy in the present. It's about making today's decisions fuel the life you truly want. It's about turning patience into power, foresight into freedom, and discipline into legacy. The more you practice thinking in decades, the more natural it becomes. Every action starts aligning with a higher purpose, and suddenly, short-term distractions lose their grip. You're no longer reacting. You're orchestrating a life designed to thrive not just today, but 20, 30, 40 years from now. That's the Stoic secret the most successful people still rely on. Life is a marathon, not a sprint, and your willpower, your clarity, and your vision determine how far you go. Remember, wisdom isn't just for philosophers. It's the secret weapon of billionaires too. If you take even one of these Stoic principles and apply it consistently, you'll start seeing life and success through a completely new lens. Imagine facing challenges with calm, making decisions with clarity, and attracting opportunities without chasing them. That's the Stoic edge. If this video sparked even a single idea that could change how you approach life, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the tools that can level up your mindset. And here's a challenge for you. Pick one of these secrets and implement it today. Watch how your world shifts. Stay disciplined, stay curious, and remember, true power lies in mastering yourself first. Until next time, think like a Stoic, act like a billionaire, and watch your life transform.